Hello everyone, welcome to the very cramped contents of this particular hut. Well, this is going to be a fairly laid-back episode because I'm kind of going a lot faster than everyone else. I personally attribute this to the fact that I have a very defined thing that I'm going to get done, whereas everyone's sort of just kind of milling about getting what they kind of want to do on an everyday kind of basis done. So they're setting up power systems and they're getting pets and all that, but I'm focusing on getting things built and put together, which means I'm doing things faster and sooner than a lot of people would like. So I'm going to try and slow things down this episode, and maybe for the next few episodes with some smaller projects. But the first thing we're doing is I'm going to peer at this project table. I don't usually like to make project tables because, as we saw in Carpenter Station, they tend to get full up with stuff. But I recently managed to get a second ghast tier while I was starting up a ghast soul shard, because dang if I need the gunpowder. And that means that, as we saw last episode, I can now make this hideously freaky blinking thing. The Salamander's Eye, which automatically dispels, if you've forgotten, blaze fireballs, so blaze can no longer set me on fire ever, and ghast can pretty much no longer ever hit me because it reflects their fireballs automatically. Although I've seen a few cases where it just nullifies them. It also puts out fires on and around me, so that's a pretty nice thing too. Makes it very handy when you're walking around Nether, which we are going to be doing a bit of today. It's going to be mainly a talking episode, so I'll just be running around, getting across a few different things, and not much has really happened around here, but I'll explain what we've done already as we go about our business. So, with that, let us get moving. So, the main changes around here are this. As I was looking around trying to find ways that I could get gunpowder, the first thing that popped up was that I knew that you can generate it from Farmcraft. So I did some looking around and I found a reasonably efficient method. This still has some excess, which means it's not ideal. It does create flux, because I don't have access to the alembics as yet. Although I have, I think, recently... No, I haven't started it in there. Where is it? Oh, there it is. There is my Phenomenon. Yes, I have recently completed the Unified Phalmic Theory. Audio bombing elephant, everyone. Which allows me to get into the Wand of Equal Trade, which is going to be very handy, especially if I can get to recharge. Storing Viz, reducing flux, the golems, which are my favourite thing, as well as a few more things which I'm not particularly interested, but nonetheless are fun to say. But I also found this. This is from the Phalmic Bees add-on to Farmcraft, I believe, and it gives me a bunch of stuff that I can use to modify how bees are working. And we're going to be looking at quite a bit at bees today, because the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my ghast shard and hop into the Nether and see if this Salamander's Eye qualifies with regards to getting ghast souls. We're also going to put together some, I believe it's exorcism shot, because that kills undead pretty much in one hit. Oh, and I named the gun. It just made sense. I'm going to get them with Barbara. But I think I can actually enchant this, so if I can get like power 5 or something on this gun, it'll be pretty awesome. It'll kill probably most things in one hit, regardless of the kind of thing I'm working. Also delved a bit into Mistcraft. We can talk about that a lot later. And I've gotten a fair bit of gunpowder because I set up a tradomat near the non-Nipty volcano. It's just over in that direction by Dave's castle, which allows me to trade free lever, which I have in massive abundance for a piece of gunpowder. And Dave especially seems to be enjoying that. I've made a fair bit of gunpowder from that. But anyways, I also have this canvas bag, which is it's sort of like the alchemical bag from Tekkit. It just allows me to have an onboard inventory. I don't kind of like them because they're not global. If this canvas bag burns up, I will lose everything that's in it, even if I have another one of the exact same color, which is a bit of a hazard. Let's grab some food. Thank you, coin. So yes, we got this, and we're gonna make some condensed potion, which, if you haven't seen me do already, is part of Xeno's reliquary, and it sort of allows you to get potions together without actually ever let's see if I got this right. Anyway, our condensed splash serum. It sort of allows you to get potions without actually having a brewing stand, which is very interesting. I don't know the specifics of how it differs from making them in a potion stand, and that's how we make glowing water, which it's basically a grenade as far as undead is concerned. Neutral magazine. I've got just ordinary bullets there. Okay, so we then apply this to our neutral shot, I believe, and that should give us 8 exorcism shot, which is against the undead, and we get our bottle back, which is handy. I have plans on making redstone and glowstone and such renewable resources for us, so we'll discuss that on the way. Blaze magazine works nicely. Buster magazine does create quite a sizable explosion, but I found that the type that you make it from, which is this concussive shot, is more or less better, because for one thing it uses a lot less gunpowder, and for another it doesn't destroy the terrain, it just creates an area of effect damage on something, which is pretty dang handy, as I've found. I also have very little wheat left because I went out to trade with the Foundcraft villagers that we've... not the Foundcraft, the Mistcraft villagers that we have found in somewhat of an abundance very recently. Oh, and you probably noticed on the way in is we have a modified sign. I set up... it took me like an hour to set up all the machines because I just couldn't find the materials I needed to make bronze. But we now have an official logo for Bedmon Inc., which is a vial of cyan dye. Cyan is now the official color of Bedmon Inc., as far as I'm concerned, at least. And, excuse me. If we hop over to the hub station, we can see where I've put that to significant use, because everyone always used to get turned around when they got here, because when you spawn in the middle of here, you can't actually see any of the names. You have to like walk forward to all of them, which takes a bit more time, so I added a more visual thing in the item frames. So here we have Sarkspace as a prick, Kai's is a bee, Gar, dragon. I did a lot of these symbols, so the symbols here I did, that's a whip from Remote Creatures for Dave, because he's Indiana freaking Jones. And there's our cyan dye for our outpost. I haven't figured out what to give the GNR folks, so I don't know, maybe we'll figure that out while we're doing this. But first we're gonna hop into the Nether and see if we can grind some souls for... I should probably go grab a sword, actually, now that I think about this. And we can put Bob... well, let's have Barbara on our number 1, because we're gonna be using her quite a bit. Which sounds in and of itself a little odd, but well. Yeah, I have named most of the stuff. I upgraded from an iron pick to a steel one because I have my industrial furnace over there, or whatever, my blast furnace over there, which allows me to make steel now, so I can repair all of my stuff, which, speaking of, I should put my good stuff on because I'm going to a place covered in fire. And the Salamander's Eye, which as you can see occasionally blinks, will put out fires on me, but it won't stop like melee damage and such, so... Lang's leggings, Lang's chest, boots of lying, helm of lying. Apparently I'm a living brand, but at least I'll know if anyone ever is near me when I die and picks up my stuff. It'll be very easy to sort it out. And if we go up here to Nether, there hasn't been much change in Nether. Gar and Dave have recently been venturing in, so Gar, I believe, has a blaze spawner in the waters near his place. Don't hear anyone? Huh? So I see a rat over there. There's a lot less fire around this place now, and that's where even I believe we're fiddling about. Okay. I don't hear any ghast. Now let's get our soul shot on a bar so I can see that a bit better. And they were over that staircase, which I've tried to prettify a bit, but it doesn't seem to work much because it's mostly cobblestone. No, I didn't see it around. That puts a bit of a damper on things, doesn't it? Oh yeah, I don't know how long this video is going to be, because it's a bit of a talkie, and those tend to be fairly long, especially when I'm concerned. And oh boy, that's a nasty party, isn't it? But suffice it to say, it's going to be one where I'm mostly just looking. And if I walk over here, yep, I puts out the fire. No, it's not even a fire rate. Huh. Whoop. Did I speak too soon? If I did, I have no idea where it was. Oh yes, before I forget, some people were wondering about my frame rates. Well, yeah, that's due to the same old thing it always is, basically. Ooh, that's the sound of a ghast. I do have a render distance on that can see them. Yeah, it's due to simply the fact that I don't have a dedicated like gaming computer or recording computer, so I'm playing on the laptop that I use for a lot of things. University work being among them. But this laptop itself is about 5 years old. It's not exactly the most recent top of the end kind of thing. Well, top of the line, I suppose. So yeah, that was the main reason I did the Mado Lying Simultaneation drive, if you recall. Was simply that I wanted to give everyone a means by which that they could actually try and help me out, get me a new computer, and basically pay for it with my dignity. But hey, I'm on the internet, I don't have my dignity. Where are you? Yeah, I could add a lot of the nether, the nether brick from around here because, hey, why not? I'll wager he's down where I've got a waypoint for mining soul sand. Need that for stuff, don't I? Well, less stuff now, I admit. Let's just quickly check what's the count on this. 2, tier 0. We need to get to at least a tier 1 to put in a spawner. Which requires about 64 deaths of things that are not nice and stuff. But probably not going to do that in this episode because I have other ideas to do. And there's a horsey. I'm still not seeing any ghast. I can hear him. That's weird. Whoop. Hello. So yeah, the reason that I have low frame rates, and in fact the reason that I previously pretty much swore off recording videos of Feed the Beast altogether, more or less, is the same. It's just that I don't have a top-end gaming computer like most of the people on this server. But yeah, I'm investigating ways to get it fixed because I want to do better, like better quality videos. Yes, and that is a magma cube in the lava, I think. And I know you guys would like to see better quality videos as well, but I know a lot of you also would just enjoy to hear the melodic tunes of my vocal cords, and that was a slime falling from the sky. Okay then, keep walking. So yeah, I'm investigating ways of getting, I can perhaps afford getting a reasonably newer or reasonably more powerful desktop dedicated computer for this kind of stuff. But if you want to contribute to that, then I'm afraid I can't really offer you anything in return right now, other than seeing me do more high quality stuff. But that was what the donation drive was for, after all. That's slime. Well, I don't seem to be around here. That's weird. There should be. There's usually like a ton of ghast when I walk through here. Oh well, figures. Never work with children or ghast, I guess. Which I guess are sort of giant, floaty, weepy children, but either way. Slow sand. There we go. Yeah, you can do a lot of stuff with the condensed potions of Xeno's Reliquary. You can make more or less every kind of potion that you can make in vanilla plus 1 or 2. But I don't know specifically what the effects are, because I've mostly just used them as a crafting ingredient, which the glowy splashy thing is in abundance, and that is another slime dropping to his death. Whoever did this was not thinking too safely, were they? Eesh. Right. You. That was all, was he? That was still all, was it? I'm still not sure what's happened with all of these, like, randomly removed pieces of nether brick. So we got, that was definitely not there, and this shouldn't be here, and I've lived in a nether fortress long enough to know when something is up. But I don't know what's happening there, exactly. But why am I looking for a gas spawner? Well, because we need gunpowder to fuel Barbara, and there's also a fair few things that kind of require ghast tears, which are really hard to get, like, normally. Simply because ghasts tend to fly over, like, lava lakes and such, and that makes them very difficult to grab their goodies and such. That sounds dirty somehow. And why can't I find these ghasts? That's very strange. Yeah, I was on here earlier, and there was like 5 of them, and they were threatening to murderize me before I made this eye. But now, I can reflect their fireballs right back in their stupid faces. Where is that horse? Oh, there's that ghost you were hearing. Let's try heading up, shall we? Yeah, up. I believe this is the route to the ghast spawner as well. Not the ghast spawner, the blaze spawner. Yeah, clearly someone's been around here. Oops. Who could be calling me at 1:30 in the morning? Yeah, it is actually kind of late here. I'm just sort of doing this video because I wanted to get one done. If you haven't noticed already, or if you haven't seen my announcement to the effect, I'm aiming to get out an FTB episode every 3 days. So there'll be an episode, and then there'll be 2 days where I don't have an episode, and then there'll be another episode. It's not the fastest schedule. I could probably do faster, but I'm also trying to get a lot of university work done, and I'm also trying to prepare all the things I need to get Nether Expedition back, which I'm hoping will be fairly soon. What is with all of these slimes falling from the sky? Also, hi Gasty. Are you gonna come our way? No, I don't have blocks to chase you, I'm afraid. Ow. We're good. But yeah, I'd like to do videos more often than that, but it seems I really just don't have the time. And as I've discussed at the start of this video, I'm already going quite a bit faster than a lot of other people on the server, and I'd rather not gigantically outpace them if necessary, because we're trying to have a community here. We're trying to keep everyone reasonably in step to each other, which ideally requires that we not race ahead. It's like there's a I was thinking about this early tonight, which is there's a ton of things that I could do to just flat out race ahead and make sure I've got all the best stuff. And there we go. Oh, just missed him. This is how you return to sender in FTB. But it doesn't look like we're going to manage it, because he keeps moving. That's the problem with doing return to sender in general, is just that they keep moving. And this guy has quite a bit of range on us. This is a lot easier when there's a ton of them, I find. When they're like in lava, so they're moving slower. But all I really have to do is just keep pointing at him, and the fireball that he shoots gets reflected based on where I'm looking. When it gets reflected, at least. I'm not exactly sure what the criteria is that determines that it should, like, evaporate or be reflected. It might be the angle or something, I'm not sure. Let's see if we can get up there, can we? Because I've got some netherrack now. So just make sure I've got some room to breathe. And let's hop through. Oh, there he is. No, he's not interested in this one. No, whoop, he spoke too soon. And I really have to try and lead the shot because these fireballs are not fast projectiles. Ever. But we can... The fact that we have this on our hotbar now means we can just scroll up to it and we've got immediate defense. Because there's no way that they're going to get to us. Although, jumping up this staircase sideways is going to be a trick, that's for sure. I really wish I could tell suck right now, but I'm a little busy. Oh, and we have some supporting fire. Hurrah! Which means I can now use this to much better effect, because almost no matter where around me that they're, like, aiming, it still goes right back to where I'm aiming. So, the more of them there are, the more shots are coming back, and the more that I'm using, I can use to actually get target overgassed. Which is pretty neat. So, the more gas that turn up, the better the shots I have, basically. It becomes a machine gun of fireballs, and you can actually make them hit each other. Come on, whoop! Yeah, occasionally that happens. I think it's just from it colliding right next to me, like that. But that doesn't happen too often, although you've just seen it twice, so way to make me a liar, game. Oh, come on, that should have hit. That totally should have hit. Hey, we got one. Right. And let's retreat so I can check this. Free! So I can go return to sender hunting, and we can get a full level 1 at least gas shard. I should probably mention that it's now 20 to 2 here in jolly old England. Let's keep this on our hands because I'm gonna need it probably to get out of here. I actually haven't slept since like yesterday, because I had a class early in the morning, and we discovered in the household that we didn't have any milk or sugar or like golden syrup, which basically means that I can't have breakfast of any kind. And if I can't have breakfast of any kind, then there's more or less no way that I'm going to wake up on time. So I decided, basically, I wonder if that's why they're all falling from the sky. Can we see one of those gas from here? Yeah, it's not really worth it. And as long as we're not staring directly at our feet, we should be fine if they try and fire at us. But yeah, that works with Blaze. Blaze basically cannot touch me now that I've got this in my hand. But most of the effects from it only work when you're holding it, which is a little bit of a pain. It sort of devotes you to returning fire with their own fireballs, but that is still fun to do because hey, you're very unlikely to get seriously injured by them. I mean, you just look at how little damage we took. We don't even have blast protection on this. So let's head back and we'll get to the second thing that I want to do. And thanks, Meg, it's actually dawn. Almost every other time I try and do this, I end up landing back in the overworld during the night. Which actually is a common thing whenever I just log in, period. I end up, for some reason, always being surrounded by all manner of beasties and nasties when I'm just trying... I'm going to keep the Salmai design on me, actually, because I know that there are probably going to be flame reefs around here. So, I need to make a scoop, which requires one piece of wool and some sticks. So why am I looking in here? Good question. My ideas for things to fill up time. Well, I'm going to do some smaller kind of side projects, which should become apparent very soon. I was going to set up a Mistcraft kind of hut or shop or something, near enough the town center, but we're still kind of deciding what specifically we want to do with that. So I've put that whole idea on hold for the time being, and I'm gonna keep my items out of this project table if it kills me. Here we go, scoop. So yeah, I've put that idea on hold for the time being, just so that we can determine as a group what we want to do specifically. Let me just hide this side so there, yeah. That's the most annoying part of having the big line of things, and oh, there's another consolidation thing I did. Having the big list of things over there is it makes it kind of tricky to function normally. Let's drop you in here. That's the vial of ordinary water we had. You just right click with that on a water source. Ooh. As it's becoming night, Axe of the Stream. Found that in a chest while I was searching the villages. That is a pretty nice thing, and I might try and get that upgraded with enchantments. I really want to get some kind of repair enchantment on it, but full pool increases the odds of getting a head. Shall we sleep? Because I kind of need to go roaming, and there's going to be a lot of mobs soon, even if I am fully armed. Hooray! Yeah, so yeah, I haven't really slept, so I haven't slept since well, at this point, the day before yesterday. So I'm a little bit loopy. I've been heavily running on caffeine of one form or another. Close the door because I don't want creepers in there. Although the sand shot, as I've learned, there it is, will kill a creeper in basically one hit, which is pretty nice. Oh, skeleton skull, also found him in a chest. We'll keep the one lever on us for now, and we'll get rid of this other shot of medium. There we go, 1 stack and 10. So, we're going to go and find some bees. So, what am I going to do with the bees? Well, I am... The main thing I want to get to grips with before everyone catches up, more or less, and we get into Mistcraft, is I want to get a strong basis for rails. And as we learned from Carpenter Station, the two major things that you need for doing almost anything with the railcraft, and we also have traincraft installed, but I'm probably not going to ever touch that. Pretty sure you can, yes. Yeah, that's part of the soul shards mod, and it's helpful if you're trying to melee all the mobs to death. It just increases the souls you get from a single kill. Where was I? Yes. We learned from Carpenter Station that the main ingredients that you need for a rail line are coal, for making steel and all sorts, and now that we have the locomotives with the changed rail physics, we need a lot of coal to power those, and coal coke. And iron. Lots and lots and lots of iron. And we can get iron, that's a world hole. That's not very helpful, although... No, that's just quartz. Let's turn around. I may log in, log out, but I actually haven't seen that many hives over here anyway. I'm just sort of looking for the ones that you naturally find, so I can get some basic common bees. But well, we can get iron in abundance from our zombie pigman spawner. That's actually one of the few things that we can get sort of unlimited tap just from that. But we have no way to get coal, and one way that we could conceivably get coal in this world is... oh, right, it's that kind of world hole. Right, well, that explains what the map's doing. It's going nuts. Oh, and I think this cuts right into the jungle where I'm going to. Yeah. Oh no, it actually does manage to end before I think it hits anywhere where we have some hives. I don't know what's going on with that. I've been getting a lot of them recently. You can actually see how low my render distance is right now, or at least how much my processing is straining to load the world as I move at a decent pace. But yes, where was I? We can't get coal. We could get coal from a wither skeleton spawner, because they drop coal just as a matter of course as their main drop. But we can't really find any. And to the best of my knowledge, we haven't even seen a skeleton spawn that we could drag into the Nether, where it would then almost continue. No idea. Right, would then almost continuously spit out wither skeletons. I probably should have brought a sickle. I know there's jungle bees around here somewhere, so I just have to kind of find them. Problem being, I think they might be in the trees, where this becomes a lot trickier. Sark, as you saw in the intro, now has his own level grinder, made from a cave spider spawner, because almost everyone but me, effectively, has acquired some degree of gravity gun. It's like, I think Dave, Gar, and Sark all have gravity guns. And Nipty, of course, has his portal gun. I think Dragon also has a gravity gun, I'm not sure. Personally, if I'm going to make anything, it's going to be a supercharged gravity gun, but that requires a wither star, so not likely to happen. The hell, well, you weren't behind me when I turned around. Jeez. So that's a thing. But yeah, I'm not using those. At least I don't plan on making them for a long while. I don't really have much use for them, honestly, because I'm making my own spawners. Like, if I even just destroyed a regular spawner, would be more profitable for me than to actually carry it around. But yeah, so I'm guessing he had bad luck. So yeah, I'm currently looking for beehives, because there's two particular kinds of bee that you can make, one of which is the fossilized, and I believe the other is the excited. I'm not 100% certain on the names, but you can use them to make coal and redstone. And we're going to have to probably do some engineering on them, which you can do inside of the apiary mod, which is where the bees come from. Apologies if you can have absolutely no idea where it is I'm going here, because neither do I. We're just kind of wandering and talking and whatnot. But as I wander and look for a beehive somewhere, hello, what you know, as if on cue, what I'm planning to do to kill time, sort of while I'm doing that, is like side projects. And what do we have? We have Forest Princess, Honeycomb, get in me. That's one of the tricks I've figured out, is to get him to just jump when they're trying to do that. And a Forest Drone, that's perfect, but we could do with a lot more than that. Which I may have to invest in the Thermalcraft frames that you saw me looking at before, to do if we can't find enough. But I do need to find a couple different types, ideally. Black sheep. We're getting a lot more natural spawns now that we've been tweaking Mo creatures. The big golems are gone, which had Nipty sad for a bit, because he was hoping to use them to get emerald blocks and trade with the villagers, but alas, alas. I should have brought an axe. I should have brought my steel axe. Just start chopping down trees left and right, but I wouldn't have much room. Oh, which reminds me, I have my bag specifically for the bees. Which I don't really... In hindsight, I don't see much purpose to, because if I do die and they go scattering around, well, they're all going to despawn at the exact same time anyway. At least we haven't seen many mobs. That's something. Although, what time of the day is it? I have no idea, because it's pitch black around here. We'll head for the desert. I think there's a few in the desert. I think they occur more commonly in certain biomes. French biomes, if you get that reference. No. Yeah, let's head over to Sark's desert and see if we can find something there. But Sark's desert is the other way, lying. Turn to your left 90 degrees instead of continuing on this path that you've already ascertained has nothing. That's a good boy. Right. Ooh, I don't know, another one. 2, in fact. Hurrah! Probably meadows, these two. I'm going to continue my theme of Minecraft to, movie to Minecraft translations. And I had a chance recently to go home to jolly old Darlington and peruse a substantially larger portion of my DVD collection than I have readily available normally. And I brought a couple more movies and such for inspiration and reference, and holy dick. Actually, is there anything down here? Because I know there are Rockies. In fact, I know I have a Rocky somewhere by my farm. I'm not seeing anything. Not yet, at least. So I grabbed a few that might be interesting. Also grabbed my guidebook to Firefly, which I'd kind of forgotten I had, but it's a very lovely read, and I may do some readings from that at some point, because it's very fun stuff. Very, very true to the series. But yeah, there's a lot of movies in my collection such that I can basically talk for England on, and there's also a bunch that have iconic locations in them, which are the kind of thing that I look for when I'm thinking of what could I base a series around for a movie to Minecraft translation, like Dawn of the Dead. Which I believe I managed to cut myself off when I was describing. It is considered to be one of the quintessential zombie movies. It's one of the original ones. I do actually have, to the best of my knowledge, every zombie movie that George Romero has ever made. I feel like I should load up my exorcism ammunition at this point in time. But first I'm going to eat some bread. Get that out of my hotbar. And there's the flag. We're thinking of possibly moving the flag. There we go. Loaded barber. Loaded barber is nothing to scoff at. We're thinking of moving the flag so we can get into a much more larger, open kind of area. But we don't know for certain just yet. So it may stick around where it is, and if you hadn't guessed yet, the sign on it is a painting that we modified in our texture packs. That's an odd looking tree. And that's a wolf. He's not going to be very vulnerable to the stuff I'm carrying right now, because I can't really change out the ammo in Barbara until she's run out. So I've got 8 shots with exorcism before I have to switch over to something else. And I believe I see one. It's actually fairly efficient to go looking for beehives at night because they have a light effect. They glow mildly. And I think Sark might have a couple actually, because he's been picking them up as well. Nipty might, that's for sure. So yeah, I've looked at Firefly. I might make Serenity, because Serenity as a ship is a very, very heavily documented kind of site or setting or whatever, and it wouldn't take very much to rebuild it in Minecraft. And don't know if there's anything in here. Let's take a look. Now, unfortunately for Nipty, I happen to know what his password always is, because it's always the same thing. There's his grinder, and yeah, he's got a rocky, some meadows, I think that is, marbled, and I think that's one of the forest ones that we also found. Let's stick these guys in here. And we got 2 marbled princesses and 1 marbled drone. That's interesting. Or that means I left one behind. I hope not, but oh well, who knows. And yeah, Nipty has the same password just about everywhere. One of these days I might troll him or something by just changing the password to something else unexpectedly. But let's get indoors and see if we can get Sark to sleep again. Actually, let's take a look at the minimap, give us some idea of where there might be some spawners. We can already see that there is probably some to the northwest of us, near that lava pool, assuming those aren't more lava pools anyway, and we can almost certainly see that there are some to the northeast of us, which is also the direction to Sark. Not going to try and steal anything else from Nipty, and I'm not loaded up on sand shots, so let's get away from the creeper, because I can't kill him in one shot like I'd like to. So at the very least, let's get him into the water. There we go. Barely harmed us, and Nipty's stuff is safe. Well, I believe he has a... Oh, I know. He had, he managed to acquire a pink dolphin, but I believe he's moved that indoors, away from all the nastiness that's out here. Now, I can't really blame him, because this side of this volcano isn't really lit up much at all. And there's a fair few things that will want to bite my head off out here. Yoop, yoop. Hello, Wolfie. Hello, definitely not a Wolfie, but definitely a zombie. This is where my parkour skills come in. Meager as they may be, they still suffice to get me out of danger a lot of the time. So let's head towards the trees where we can see there are some light sources besides that. So yeah, Serenity is one I've looked at. A possibility is the Evil Dead shack. Probably... one thing I kind of want to do is, for those of you who are aware of it, there is a not necessarily maligned but poorly reviewed George Romero movie called Land of the Dead, which was one of his more recent ones. Came out, I believe, in 2004. Go away. I believe in 2004, and didn't really receive much critical acclaim. I can kind of see why. Whoop, hello. And yep, there is indeed a beehive there. And we can leave the experience for now. And is there anything here to maul our faces? Nope. This appears to be a wintry bio. A wintry hive by the nearest look of it. So let's see what we got. Yes, wintries. Whoa. Oh, that hit didn't even register. Jeez. Hey. Yeah. I have my particles turned on to minimal at the moment, so you will occasionally see that particle effect, which is what happens when my coins pick up something. Coin. So we've got some princesses and we've got some drones. You need both to make a queen, and you need a bunch of different ones to kind of breed them together to get different ones, and that's what we need to start doing. Because there is a database, there's a couple of databases actually online, specifically relating to what you breed together to get what. So, with a large enough assortment to begin with, I can more or less make just about whatever I want. And what I want is fossilized first, because that will give me essentially an endless fuel supply that I can then just siphon off into making coal coke. Oh, hi. Go away. Nipty thinks this gun is overpowered. He's wrong, because it's really only overpowered against one type of creature at once. Never all of them together. And I think I see another... Yep, there's another one. And these are nothing following us. Good. These are modists. And that's actually quite good to find. And yeah, it's good to go out hunting for these things at night because they glow, which makes it a lot easier to spot them. So we've got frozen comb, parched comb, and honeycomb. So far. Where's the light gonna take us? Ooh, is that? I don't know what building that is. No, that might be VG Toolbox, I'm not sure. No, VG Toolbox is in, like, winter. That's weird. Let's head towards Sark, then. Let's head east. Because for one thing, we can see at least one more over there, and there's no one over there, so yeah, this seems like a decent direction to go. But yeah, I'll go into more detail about the bee breeding on a more specific episode. Light effect. There we go. As for now, we're just kind of gathering them up so that we can do that later. But yeah, I picked up pretty much my entire collection of George Romero zombie movies from home while I was there. No, that creeper stood on one. That's not helpful at all. I'm going to lure him into the water because I don't really want to risk him blowing anything up. Really? Then again, I don't want to risk this spider mauling me in the face either. It's an iron sword. I kind of wish I'd gotten some kind of, I kind of wish I'd gotten a steel one, which I can do now. Whoop, whiff. Whoa, nope, it didn't, it just grazed him. And that was enough to kill him off. And is that creeper still around? Yes, he is. Creepy! Creepy creep. Over here. Into the water, if you please. Or at least, at the very least, away from the, from the beehive. Good enough. I do have durability for this thing, actually. Not too bad. The only enchantment this thing has is Smite 5, which is what makes it so useful. Hello, Snake. Against the zombies and such. Oh, elephants! There we go, elephants! Yay! Gotta love elephants. Okay, I think we probably have enough. Oh, Valiants we got. Ooh. Those are a little hard to come by, actually. 9%, 1%. We don't appear to have any. We actually have a lot more modest drones than we have most anything else. Let's head over here into the grassy areas so we can see what else we can find. Pick up some eggs now. Maybe we can make some more ones. It's gonna be a bit hard to spot them during the day. But it's turning on about 20 minutes past here, so what other things have I picked up? Well, I picked up Zombieland. I picked up a couple different zombie movies that I don't think a lot of you will have heard of. I have picked up a fair few more obscure ones in my time, because I like zombie movies. I like the quintessential horror that is zombies. Zombies are among my kind of snobby list of horror things that are actually horror kind of thing. A lot of my DVD collection is me looking for some way to terrify myself, and oh, I know what this is. I know what I've found. If I go down here, yeah, it would be Kai's old house. I'm surprised I found that. I could have sworn that was a lot further away. But let's see if she unwittingly left any beehives down here. So, yeah, there's one. That is a Rocky. And a lot of the bee species have different effects, which allow you to do things like have a mind view, which is pretty dang handy, really. Let's get some light up in here. Yeah, there's no one of those next to my farm, which I shall probably be investigating shortly. Hello, no. Skeleton spawner, what do you know? And here's a zombie villager to say hello as well. What have we got? Flame 1. Good candy. Gunpowder, good. iron, more gunpowder. We don't really need the buckets or the saddles or a food logic matrix programmer. But nice to oh, apparently I didn't light you up well enough, huh? Okay, we'll mark a waypoint on this. Skellies. So that we can come back to this if we need it. Which we may, because again, aforementioned wither skeletons are kind of hard to come by. Did I put all of my bees in here? Am I still being shot at? Oh, you're a naturally spawned one. Into the pit. Right. And here we are. I'm probably going to have to... Yep, and... yeah, we got our Rocky Princess, and our scoop has broken. Not too big a problem, really. Really, only got a princess from that? Well, I'll have to pick up the one that's, someone went down there at some point. I'll have to pick up the one that's by our farm as well. But, I believe this is a rather appropriate point to cut off, so I will give you a list of all the things that I am considering for a movie to Minecraft translation next time when we cover some bees. So I shall catch you all then.